Hey, this is Payal Nanjani, and welcome to Leadership Talks with me. Today, I want to talk to you about something that many leaders they wear as a badge of honor, and that is being reliable, being the person that everyone can count on. In every organization that I have coached, there is that one leader that everyone turns to. The one who delivers, the one who steps in when things are falling apart, the one who never says no, the one who gets all the work done right on time, delivers on time, in fact, at times even exceeds the deadline. In my coaching conversation with many senior leaders across the world, my friend, I have often heard the statements like, Payal, my team depends on me. And if I don't step in, the things just won't get done. Everyone just comes to me when there is a problem. And they say it with so much of pride because, after all, we've all grown up believing that reliability is a good thing. It builds trust, it builds credibility, it builds reputation. But there comes a point in your leadership when what made you successful can quietly become that very thing that holds your career back. It stops your promotion. It doesn't let you go far in your career. It stops your growth. And in fact, you get frustrated doing the same work again and again. Now, if you think of your career, early on in your career, reliability was definitely one of the reasons you grew. You delivered consistently, you followed through the commitments, you solved the problems, you worked harder than anyone around you, and people trusted you. And because they trusted you, they gave you more work, and then more, and then even more. And over time, being reliable just became a part of your identity. You became known as the person who could always be counted on. But then, at what point does being reliable really start hurting your progress? When does being reliable actually turn more into a career? It stalls your career than helping you to progress. See, people often say they often see reliability as a strength. Of course, it is. But if you're always a reliable one, it can actually hurt your leadership and your organization by making others depend on you rather than you growing yourself. At the top, every boardroom that I have been in, I have seen that what appears to be a strength can quietly become a liability. Leadership, my friend, at a senior level, it's not about being needed. It's not about always being there. It is more at the senior level about knowing how to build the organization that can succeed without needing you. And that's a very different game. A leader's job isn't about just being the most dependable person in the company. It is more. It is about making tough decisions, managing crises, helping others become independent, solving those types of problems. So you need to stop jumping into every problem. Each time that you jump into fixing the things that your team needs or your management needs, you actually take away a chance for your team members to learn. And when you do this, you are actually showing your team that bringing the problem to you is exactly what needs to be done and that they don't need to take any ownership about anything. And you are here for them 24 by 7. Now, this impacts your work. You are not innovating. You are not thinking. You are not, you're not building that capability that you need to get to the next level. When you reach at the top, your job is to think clearly. Make those bold choices, help others to become leaders, make those tough decisions, innovate, think more than the others. In fact, I once coached a CEO, I remember, who told me that, oh my God, Payal, if I am not here, the things are just going to be falling apart. And I immediately asked him, I said, have your people learned that you will step in? Have your people learned to be extremely dependent on you? That one question changed his thinking so much. Because sometimes, my friend, what we call as reliability is actually a habit that we've taught our teams that without us, nothing is going to work. At the highest level, leadership is not about doing more. It's about thinking better, spotting those different patterns, anticipating the change and making the decisions that actually shape what's next. Leadership, leadership is not about being needed all the time, being there all the time. It's about choosing when you have to step in, when you have to take a step back. So if you're always the reliable one, always the one who is dependable, please ask yourself going forward, is my reliability making the whole team stronger, or is it just making people depend more on me? So until the next leadership talk, I want you to practice this. Try not to be totally a reliable person. In fact, be more of a person who can build a succession, who can actually build more leaders, not just followers. Until then, God bless you. Wishing you loads of success in your career life.